Hi there, this is Christoph here from the Saving Satoshi team. In the name of the whole team, who I first want to give a huge shout out for all their awesome work and effort and making this a really cool project. I'd like to present a short demo here of what we achieved during the Legends of Lightning Volume 2. So going back a little bit, the project actually started a year ago during the Bitcoin Designathon and then Legends of Lightning, and won a design award for doing that hackathon. We love hackathons and we love Bolt Fun, so we wanted to support everything again. Also use the hackathon again for, to kind of keep our motivation going, give us some goals, but we do not want to be eligible for a prize. Also because I'm one of the judges. So this is really just kind of showcasing the project for anyone interested. So design-wise, there actually wasn't a ton this project. So we have the storyline, we have these AI-generated visuals, we have the whole website design that's kind of been done during the last 2 months during Legends of Lightning. We're really all about content generation. So let's take a look. So as you may know, this is the landing page at savingsatoshi.com. When you press start, you get to this chapters page. It scrolled me down because I'm already a little bit further into the project. And then we have these 10 chapters of our story here that's set in 2139, right around when the last Satoshi is or Bitcoin is going to be mined. So we have this whole storyline that aligns well with the lesson content where we're teaching people how to develop on Bitcoin. So we had chapter 1, 2, and 3. We already had those done at the beginning of the hackathon. During this hackathon, we developed chapters 4 and 5. So those are also live now. You're welcome to test them. And we also created the content for chapters 5 and 6. So chapter 6 will be done maybe this year still. So in chapter 3, there was a 51% attack, and us and some other miners, we managed to defend against that one and earn some Bitcoin, which takes us then to chapter 4, where we learn how to generate addresses from a private key. So every user in this game gets their own private key, and then we learn how to generate addresses. So I'm going to switch over to Figma real quick and just show what that looks like, and then go back into the website. So in chapters 1, 2, 3, we start with the education a little bit more slowly, and then chapter 4 and 5, they get a lot more difficult. So for example, we dive into elliptic curve cryptography. People have to turn private keys from public keys, and then compress and hash and do all these things until they finally have an address, which then continues with a storyline where they receive the mined Bitcoin from chapter 3 onto that address. I'm going to switch back to browser real quick. So this is one of the pages here where I always have this informational content on the left-hand side. I have my challenge on the right-hand side. This is a full-blown code editor, and I can run the script, which then spins up a Docker in the background, evaluates the script. There's a kind of a very controlled environment here in the background, and obviously, the spam that I typed in will not turn into anything useful. But this is kind of a full-blown coding environment. The team did a ton of work in the background there to make this possible. I, as a designer, don't understand half of it, but it is pretty cool, and it works and allows us to throw pretty complex challenges at the learners here. Something also that was developed during this hackathon are help pages. So there's a help button here in the corner. No matter what challenge you're on, if you click it, you get a page with learning resources. So if you're a little bit stuck, you don't understand one of the concepts, you can dig a little bit deeper here. There are some definitions of different terms that are used and concepts. And then there are spoilers at the bottom. So if you're really, really stuck with something, you can toggle these, and then you actually see the full solution in JavaScript or Python, whichever you will need. So that is great for me as a designer. Some of this stuff gets incredibly difficult for me, so I can also kind of make my way through the story and kind of choose my point at which I kind of give up. but hopefully most users will find their way through with all this helpful information and tips. Then we go into chapter 5, I'll be in Figma again, which this chapter is a lot more difficult too. One of the things that came up a lot, big discussions we had, was how complex some of these scripts actually get. So some of the initial scripts, like even in chapter 1, 2, 3, we had some very basic scripting where you create a very simple function or a couple lines of code. But what we also wanted to get to were over across multiple challenges and steps that you actually build larger scripts. That will be also really important in chapter 6, which is about constructing full-blown transactions. And we take you through all the individual steps of that. So here you can kind of see we have a mix of different screens and pages here and layouts. So we have this, our nemesis here says they signed a message with Satoshi's keys pretending to be Satoshi, and it is our job now to verify this message, and we learn along the way about what messages and signatures look like and how they work and how the different parts of them and how to construct them. Like here we look at an explorer, we find a transaction blob, then we get a breakdown of all the individual parts of that. And then we work our way through that. So we derive the message, verify the signature, and validate the signature. Then I will take a look at that one real quick. This is like one of those pages looks like. You can see the code here gets a lot more complicated. And here my challenge is implement ECDSA and return a Boolean. Once again, I have helpful information available at hand if I am stuck. So that's at the end. I'm not going to give away much more of the story because it's kind of meant to be fun part of the experience. I'll just say this is chapter 6 that's being implemented here at the moment. You can see the screens maybe you can see the comparison, the screens get more complex here. So the complexity of the coding task also increases over time. Here's kind of one of the breakdowns of what's in a transaction and how it's broken down into the different steps that the user then gets taken through in order to construct a transaction. And hopefully, at the end, they can successfully run this complex script that they just constructed. And this is also in development, was also part of this hackathon. So that is it. Hopefully that was helpful. And we would love to get everyone's input and feedback on this. We need more testers. We left more testers. And we will, after the hackathon, we will obviously keep going, build the remaining 3-4 chapters, and then come back and keep improving the project over time. And we hope you love it. We certainly have a lot of fun working on it. Thanks.